there. I've got a Tabata workout coming for you today. We're going to need to, after your warm-up, we're going to need to go into a little bit of overhead warm-up. So grab your dowel or grab your scarf, anything that you can use to go overhead. We're going to have arms nice and straight, belly button pulled in towards the spine, lifting overhead and coming back. You're going to go for 10 repetitions here, making sure the arms are staying nice and straight, pulling against that dowel, pulling against that scarf, making sure we're warming up those shoulders, just showing you a couple different things here. As it starts to warm up, you can start to crawl the hands a little bit closer together. Really think about squeezing those shoulder blades, coming back and forth. Awesome. Good. Hopefully that's feeling good. Let's get into a little bit more of our squat warm-ups. We're just going to roll down all the way to the ground here, make a little bit of movement. We can drop the inside of the leg in, press out back behind us, drop in, press out, go for 3 on each side. Good, looking good. Warming up really nicely. We're gonna shift up here, excuse me, one more time. We're gonna do some leg swings. So you're gonna grab your dowel or grab onto the wall or something you can hang on to, and we're just gonna have a little bit of a kickback and swing the leg up through the front. So you're gonna go for 5 on each side, kicking up as far as you can. You can keep the toe pointed back towards the knee, and then you'll get a little bit more into the backs of the legs. We're gonna go side to side as well too. So just crossing in front, making sure you don't kick anything. Good, same thing, you're gonna go 5 each side, each way. I know I didn't do 5, but you get to. Awesome. That is just a little bit extra warm up before we get started. So today you're gonna need a little weight, whatever you've got, soup cans, milk jug, whatever. I've got a 10-pound kettlebell here and just a 10-pound weight, so I can show you things with a little bit of difference in between them. So our first Tabata is going to be our upper body sets. We're gonna go through a curl to press, a tricep extension, shoulder touch plank. We're gonna add a push-up to that, and then a punch up, punch out. So I've got a little bit of strength combined with a little bit more getting that heart rate moving, okay? So for our curl to press, we're basically just locking in that core, squeezing those quads, making sure everything is all tight, pulling that in towards the chest and coming back down as far as we can, okay? So that is the curl portion of that. We're gonna, from here, once we're at the top of our curl, press overhead as well. Okay, so curl to press looks like this for 20 seconds in our Tabata here coming up. If you want to go ahead and warm up a couple of those, go for it. If you've got a weight, I suggest holding on the sides, curling down, and pressing up. In our overhead press position, you can see biceps are towards the ears, my belly button's pulled in towards my spine. I'm not letting my rib cage flare out on me. Okay, I'm tucking everything in, and you can see my biceps are towards my ears here, coming back down. Okay, that's our curl to press. Tricep extension. We're going to go back overhead and just down and up from here for our tricep extension. Again, you see, making sure that the belly button's pulled in towards the spine, that biceps are by the ears there. We're just up and down for our tricep extension. Next is our shoulder touch plank. So I'll show you what that looks like here. You probably know, but shoulder touch plank, we're gonna touch 1, touch 2, widen out, push up down, come back, touch 1, touch 2, widen out, press up. If you can do the narrow push up there, go for it. So it would be touch 1, touch 2, push up from here, okay? If you want to do the plank from the toes and then the push-ups from your knees, go ahead. Next one is going to be a punch up, punch out. So we've got our fists. We're gonna go from the shoulders up and out, up and out. I know you're thinking, like, oh, that looks pretty easy. It's gonna get that cardio going because you can work it a lot faster, right? So that's the one that we're gonna use for a little bit more cardio there. So let's get started with that one. I think For this one, what might be better is if you jot those things down and then you run your own timer. So 20 seconds on, 10 seconds rest. I'm gonna let you pause the video here and go ahead and do that. Come back for our next set, which will be a lot more lower body. I don't know how to pause things and do transitions, so go ahead and pause that. Get your own timer set up. If you don't have one, there's an app just called Tabata Timer. You can go ahead and download that and put those numbers in there. So this one is 20 seconds on, 10 seconds rest. Awesome. Hopefully you're coming back now for our lower body set. That was kind of awkward, but whatever. We're going to go through squat variations. And then add a little bit of a knee tuck. So this one is a little bit more on our strength portion. Feel free to add your weight for this one. So one of our legs is going to move and one of them is going to stay still. So I'm going to start planting on the right and moving with the left. So for my squat variations, I'm going to start with a narrow squat. I'm going to move into a hip width distance squat. I'm going to move out into a sumo squat and coming back. Okay, coming back to my narrow squat. Hip width distance, sumo squat, and back. So that's going to happen for 20 seconds. So one of my legs for 20 seconds is going to stay planted, and then we'll do our knee tucks. The next 20 seconds, do the other side. So my left side will stay planted. I'll start with my narrow, move to my hip width distance, go to my sumo, to my wide squat, and back for 20 seconds. If you want to add your weight, you're welcome to. And then between those two sets, we're going to do a knee tuck jump. If that's tricky, you can just do, just drive the knees up. If you can, knee tucks up towards the chest. So using the arms if you need to, bring the knees as high as you can into the chest. And that is our next one. So go ahead and write that down. It is squat variation, so narrow to regular to a sumo squat, and then you're going to do knee tuck jumps. Then you're going to do your squat variations, your narrow to regular to sumo squat on the other side, and then you're going to do another set of your knee tuck jumps, okay? So go ahead and do that. 20 seconds on, 10 seconds rest. If you need to go back and watch anything just for demonstration purposes, go for it. Otherwise, go ahead and do that next Tabata. Make sure in your squat, head and chest are staying lifted. Pause here. Awesome. Hopefully you're coming back for your next Tabata here. Or you're just sitting there at home watching me be a super big weirdo in this video. I'm trying to make it easier for me to post to the group rather than on YouTube. All right, so the next one is going to be a core set. So if you have any issues with core, any diastasis or anything like that, I'll try to have some modifications for you. Otherwise, we are going to get started. So we're going to start with a leg lift, go to, I'm just making sure I can read this, bum ups, zombie or confident sit-ups, and then knee tuck. You'll need your weight back again, or a box or a ball or something that you can bring your legs over top of. So starting with our leg lift, I like to make sure, in this one, make sure everything is nice and flat. I like to put my hands underneath the sacrum there, underneath the bum, press the lower back in towards the ground. Legs are nice and straight, pointing my toes, just lifting and lowering here. If you want a little more to the sides, you can go to the side as well. Get into the obliques, side to side, and down to the middle. If you want a little bit more here, you can lift the head and chest off as well too. But that's going to be up to you, okay? So we've got leg lifts. Next one is bum press up. So we're going to point the toes back towards the knees, press that bum up towards the sky. We're thinking about high-fiving the sky, or the roof, I guess, with our feet. Okay, that's our next one. After that, we've got our zombie sit-up. So kind of similar to the Roman sit-ups we did the other day, if you did that one. But arms are going straight. We're lowering down, legs are nice and straight, and just coming back up to a full sit, making sure you're thinking nice and tall with the spine as you come up. Roll spine make sure you're not just flopping back, but arms should stay parallel to the shoulders, okay? If you want to add some weight to that one, it's gonna stay out front, okay? You can see from here, it's above my head, coming up over my knees, okay? That's how we're gonna add weight to that one. Next one is going to be a knee tuck in over top of the weight. So I'm gonna have my weight kind of right beside my calves. My hands are gonna lower down for a little bit of stability. I'm not worried about needing the stability here because I'm still gonna really work my abs by pulling in my knees and pressing them out. Okay, so this is our knee tucks with our weight. If you wanna do them over your weight, you're welcome to as well. Press over top. I like to bring them back like so, okay? If you have any issues with any separations or anything like that, you can just step the feet in and out. That's a nice safe one for you there. Otherwise, everything else should be fairly good to go. Maybe not our coffin sit-up, but we'll do a glute bridge for coffin sit-up in case you need it, okay? Otherwise, you can go ahead with your leg lifts. If you haven't written it down, go ahead. Leg lift, bum up, zombie or coffin sit-up, and then your knee tuck over the weight. So go ahead on those ones. Perfect. All right. Last one we're going to end with is a little bit more of a mobility Tabata. So it's going to be a little bit slower. It's going to flow a little bit more. It's going to be kind of like a stretch out. So our first one, we're going to do a down dog to a lizard stretch, which lots of you guys are nice and familiar with, which is awesome. So we're just going to spend 20 seconds on flowing back and forth between our down dog, which is our press here, and as we come forward, bringing that leg with us to our lizard stretch. Press back, switch sides. You can work this one as fast as you like. Keep the weight into the hands. Try to make sure you're getting the knees stacked over top of the ankles each time. And that is our first one for 20 seconds, okay? I feel like I should have clarified. It's 2 rounds. I'm gonna have to write that in the description because I can't go back in this video now. But make sure you do 2 rounds of 20 seconds on and 10 seconds rests for each of them, okay? Whoops. Unless you just want to do 1 through each Tabata and do the whole thing again, go for it because you've already done just 20 seconds on, 10 seconds rest, which is only 2 minutes. We should be spending 4 minutes in each Tabata. So, whoops. Alright, so this works out to being about a 20-minute workout altogether. Then we're going to do a bear crawl to an angry cat. So this one is a little bit tricky on the wrist, so if you need to do this from a tented position or on some weights or from a fist position, you're welcome to as well too. We're going to find our bear crawl position, which is our tabletop. So making sure we have the stack, the wrist, the elbow, and the shoulder, the knee, and the hip. We're gonna come from the bear crawl, which is lifting on the toes, into our angry cat. So we do a nice cat-cow move there. Pressing up. You can see lots of rounding through my spine. Lots of weight into my hands. Okay, that's 20 seconds on that one. And then we're going to go into, from our deer pose up into a hip extension here. I just have to find the right position on the floor. Okay, you can stay on one side. You can add some weight here. Make sure you got some support under the knees. If you're staying on one side, awesome. If you're familiar with this one and you want to go switching, go for it. If you want to add weight to this as well, you can. For our our shin box position here, okay? Up and down. If you want to switch, you're welcome to. Add some weight there as well. Oh yeah, the next one is just a cobra push-up. So we're gonna come down to a cobra position. We've got hands underneath the shoulders. We're just gonna press up from here and come back down. Okay, Make sure hands are underneath the shoulders. You're pressing back, getting a little bit of movement into that spine, the opposite way from the bear crawl to angry cat. So if you've just done through one set of each, the 20 seconds on, 10 seconds rest, go ahead and do everything all one more time. Just start that video again. Or if you've got it written down, just go ahead on your timer. Make sure you're doing about 4 minutes on each. It should be I said 20 minutes. It should be about 16-minute Tabata today, which is enough to just get that heart rate going and burn fat and get that metabolism jacked. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Let me know how it goes. Get a little bit of a stretch in out after, and I will talk to you soon. Oh yeah, I should make a code word for this one too. So this one, I really, really enjoyed in the survey the finish the lyrics. It was pretty funny. So, let's see. Now I have to find a fairly well-known song. I should really think of these before I'm actually here. Let's go with Save a Horse. If you don't know this one, let me know. Otherwise, save a horse, and I'll talk to you soon.